differently this summer, and we're all, like, obviously we're all starting in here right now. But I just wanted to make a quick little announcement. Can I get a drum roll, please? The Dusseldorf's having a baby!
Come on, Shelly. Come on, Shell. Shelly. Shelly's Woolsdorf. Hey, Shelly. So yeah, January, Louie will be a big brother. So baby Z number 2 is on the way. We're very excited to have another wonderful youth group baby for everybody. So, yeah, news is out. There it is. All right, we're carrying on. High schoolers have a sanctuary! Back to normal.
We're gonna start. Could I have everybody's attention, please? Sit and drink. Marcus, Titus, up here. So before we get to the really fun of the first youth group, I thought it would be best if we gave a little reminder to the 7th and 8th graders the rules, but more importantly to our 6th graders the rules that they have not heard yet. So we've got three rules in ER. Does anybody know them? It's up on the screen. All right, Marcus, give it a shot. Respect God, respect others, and respect property. All right, so I'm gonna give a quick rundown of all three of those really quick before we get started with our night. So the first one is respect God. So obviously, you guys know you're all just willingly, maybe forcefully by your parents, but probably not. You all came to church. And at church, we learn about God, we worship God, and we talk about God. So while you're here, we ask that you respect those conversations, respect what we believe, and you respectfully don't participate if that's what it is. The second one is respect others. Yard is a bully-free zone, so don't be punching, kicking, calling names. Be kind and loving and welcoming to everybody that walks in these doors. And another way that we respect others is when I'm talking, you guys listen. That's how you can be respectful to me. And then when we're in our small groups and you're talking, everybody else is going to listen to you. And because nobody likes to hear little whisperings when you're talking, because it makes people think that you're talking about them. Yeah, I heard those whispers. Okay, so that's how we respect others. And then the final one is respect property. Don't burn the church down. Don't break the windows. Don't go around destroying everything. Chill. But what I do understand is accidents. Accidents happen. Maybe Grant is going to kick a ball, which you shouldn't kick the ball, but say Grant threw a football and it knocked down a light bulb and the light bulb broke and nobody was in here to watch it happen. Now Grant will not be in trouble if he comes and he finds me and he lets me know, hey, I broke this light bulb. What can I do to help clean it up? And how can I help figure it out? So as long as you own up to breaking something or spilling something or something goes wrong, we will always you up and help you walk through it, and you won't be in big trouble. Just let us know. Got it? Okay, so now we're going to say all three of these together. What's the first one? Respect. Respect. All right. All right, reverse order. Respect. 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 All right, as long as we play by all three of those rules, Yard will be an awesome time and we'll have a lot of fun. Okay, so now we're going to get into our first game of the night. Oh, SpongeBob, that's the wrong slide. Just go back to the previous slide. All right, well, I uploaded the wrong side. We're going to be playing a game called Body Parts. And Ronnie, could you come up here and help me real quick? The game is called Body Parts. So, here is how the game works. Everybody, listen up, listen up. Hayden. Both Haydens, I guess. That's nice. You're sitting next to each other. Both of you, or everybody is going to be up wandering around the room. And you guys see this blue line? Keep this blue line in mind. So we're going to be wandering around the room, and then I'm going to call out two body parts. Like it could be elbow to elbow. And so as you're wandering around, you've got to look and find somebody across the blue line, and you've got to go elbow to elbow. Does that make sense? Well, yeah, but you come to the line and you do it on the line. Does that make sense? If you're the last person to do it, then you're out. And if you don't find a partner, you're out. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's stay on these halves right now. This is pretty evenly split. And if it comes down to like there's 4 people left over here and nobody over here, you guys can partner up. You got to do it on the blue line. Does that make sense? But wherever you've got to do it on the blue line. So everybody get up and start wandering. And Sam, play some low music. No, you can wander around. Elbow to knee. So you got to do your elbow to somebody's knee. You don't have to do both of you, but just elbow to knee. Okay. If this was a real one, Leo would be out, but that was just practice. Keep going, keep going, keep wandering. Keep wandering. Spread out a little bit. Get next to the walls. Move out to the walls. All right, everybody go touch a wall. Go touch a wall. Foot to shoulder. Foot to shoulder. Oh, Tiffany, can you help me out here? Who's the last one to do it? Who was it? Leo and, wait, shoulder. Foot to shoulder was it? Okay, I didn't see. We'll keep more watchful eye this next time. All right, keep wandering. Neck to ankle. Neck to ankle. I think that was Grant and Zeke. Yeah, Grant and Zeke. I saw that one. I saw that one. All right, so you guys help me judge. You guys help me watch. Grant and Zeke. All right, keep wandering around. Keep wandering around. And this next time, you gotta find a new partner. You gotta find a new partner. You can't just wait in the middle line. Go touch the wall. Everybody go touch the wall. Nose to toes. What are they? Yeah, you're out. You're out. All right, everybody wander on the walls. Calf to elbow. Calf to elbow. All right, if you don't have a partner right now, you're out. Grace, you're out. All right, go back to wandering. Butt to butt. I think that one was Daniel and Titus. All right, keep wandering. This is the last one. Top of your head to top of head, but you gotta be laying down. You gotta lay down. You're not laying down. That one would be Riley and Justin. But everybody, you got 1 minute to go to the bathroom or get a drink of water. Just bathroom and water, come right back. Ronnie, will you go check the guys' bathroom? Yeah, Tiffany, will you go clear out the girls' bathroom? If you're sitting next to somebody that is going to be a distraction, don't sit next to them. Like Shelly, like everybody should probably scoot like 3 feet away from before I get started, okay, I'll ask this in a second. But so, how many of you like a really good like action movie or like a thriller movie, like something with really like high intensity? But before it gets boring, it's pretty sweet, yeah. Or like superhero movies. I like Spider-Man. So I love a good action movie or thriller movie. Sebastian, you guys gonna be okay? Okay, I love a good action movie. And one of my favorite action stories of all time is actually the Bible. But I think a lot of times we get it confused as a bunch of like really boring stories. And so this summer it is my goal to like get you guys to realize that the Bible is like really crazy. I'm not gonna call on you. No. It's really crazy and there's like high intensity action and like when I think about this, how many of you guys have seen the show Young Sheldon or heard of Young Sheldon? So, so for those of you that haven't seen it, Young Sheldon is about this like boy that's like crazy smart, like a genius, like he's a big know-it-all, but but he also gets super into comic books and when he started getting into comic books, his mom, who in the show is like a very like very Christian, very like Southern Baptist, like anti-comic book lady. And then there's this scene in the show that I thought was pretty fitting for what we're about to do. This isn't covered. This is a wrong clip. Let me just fast forward. Just throwing away all of his comic books. And that's all we need from the clip. But I show that to show that oftentimes when we think of this, the Bible, we think of something that's like very like it teaches us to be peaceful and calm and to love everybody. But we forget that the Bible is also full of these crazy stories. And so this week we are going to be covering the story of Samson. So before we get into the story, I need somebody that will be Samson for me this whole time. Edison, come on up. And then whose hoodie is that? Could we borrow it? Yeah, so this is going to be your hair. So just put that on over. Okay, so like any good character in a superhero movie or in an action movie, like Samson has a backstory. So Samson's backstory is that his parents were not able to become pregnant. They were just not able to do it. They tried and tried and tried and they couldn't. And then finally, an angel of God appears to Samson's mom and says that she is going to give birth to a son. Now the angel gives her like a couple special instructions on top of that. She says, do not drink anything fermented, so like no beer, no wine, nothing with grapes, and don't eat anything unclean. There's one more. And when Samson is born, do not cut the hair on his head. Don't shave his head, don't cut his beard, because he is going takes this oath and becomes dedicated to God. And so think about it. If I were to say, like, if I took this oath, I would become a Kryptonian. Do you guys know what that is? Like, what's Superman? And so Samson takes this oath, and to end his oath, he'd have to shave his head. And so Samson, his whole life, has to follow the promises of don't drink anything fermented, don't eat anything unclean, don't go near any dead bodies, and do not cut your hair. And so that's where we're at with Samson, with his long, flowing hair. So we're fast forwarding to Samson's older. His hair is quite long and luscious. And when Samson is older, he likes to go walking around. So you can just kind of pace around. He likes to go walking around, and he stumbles into a city that is occupied by Philistines. And so Samson is an Israelite, but he goes somewhere that is like ruled by like the Philistines. And so little context, these two did not get along, and part of the reason was because the Philistines ruled over the Israelites. Got it? And so while Samson is walking around this town, he sees a girl. Look right there. You just see her. She's waiting over by the door. Ben Kearns is going to be our lady that Samson spots. And so Samson decides, I want to marry that girl. So walk home. All you've done is seen her so far. Samson walks home. And walk back this way. This will be your home. And he tells his mom and dad, I saw this girl that I wanted to marry, and she's a Philistine. And they're like, why couldn't you have picked like one of our family friends, or like somebody that we knew, or like somebody that's not like a Philistine? And he eventually convinces them that like this is the girl that he wants to marry. So him and his parents, Ronnie and Zeke, come be mom and dad, are gonna start. You're all gonna go walk to this city. The city's gonna be over there. You walk behind. So mom and dad are leading up front. And while they're on this walk, Samson, come back here. Samson runs into and is attacked by a lion. Grab it. And God comes, show everybody the lion. And God comes down upon Samson, and Samson rips the lion apart like it's a piece of paper. Just absolutely destroys it and kills this lion and leaves its body laying on the ground. And then he goes and catches up to his parents, but does not tell them what happened. And so while they're there, they talk to this lady, and Samson decides that he likes her and he is going to marry her. And so he comes back, they all come back home to get prepared. All right. And then sometime later, Samson and his family start to make the journey back to the city for the marriage. And Samson, you're going to trail behind a little bit. And while they're on this walk, Samson goes to investigate the lion that he killed earlier. And so he's going next to a dead body. Keep that in mind. Is that breaking his rules? Yeah, he's breaking his rules. But inside the dead body, he finds that bees had made a hive, and he collects some of the honey to eat along his walk. And then he catches up to his parents, and he gives them some of the honey to eat too, but doesn't tell them where he got it. That's not clean, and I don't follow those rules, and I wouldn't eat honey out of a dead body. So they get there, and then I'm gonna move the far city back to up front. So they're not going anywhere, but the city is up front here now. And so they get to the town to have the wedding, and Samson is assigned 30 groomsmen. Everybody know what a groomsman is? He won some clothes. Okay, so out of the eater, something to eat, out of the strong, something to eat. But our 30 guys, they could not figure out what the answer to the riddle was. And so after 4 days, the men couldn't figure out what the answer to Samson's riddle was. So they went to Samson's new wife, and they were like, hey, if you don't find out the answer to this riddle, I'm going to burn you, and we're going to burn you and all of your family alive. Also, we can sit down the 30 guys and mom and dad. We'll just keep Samson. Okay, and so the 30 men said they're going to burn down all of Samson's wife's family. And so she goes to Samson and asks him over and over until he finally answers. And he says the answer is what is stronger than a lion, what is sweeter than honey. And so those men turn around. His wife goes and tells the men immediately. The men come back and answer to Samson, and Samson knows where they got the answer to this riddle. He knew it was from his wife. And so Samson gets ticked and do a mad face. So Samson runs off to another place to go acquire the clothes, and he murders 30 Philistine men, takes all their clothes, and brings it back and gives them to the other 30 guys. Way to go, Samson. So after this happens, Samson gets mad, and then he walks back home and leaves his wife in the other town because she trolled him. And so later on, Samson comes back to see his wife, and he brings her a baby goat as a peace offering, and she shows up at the door, and his wife's dad says, I thought you were so mad at her that I gave your wife to the best man of your wedding party. And so that's pretty messed up, right? And so Samson gets mad again. Do your mad face. And so Samson goes and catches 300 foxes. Pretend to catch foxes. Catches 300 foxes. He ties them together, two in a tail. So he ties their tails together, and then he straps a torch to the tails with torches, and then sends the foxes out to burn all of the Philistines' crops and buildings. Way to go, Samson, with your temper. No, not good, Samson. So here's what happens next. So the Philistines, obviously, they get mad that everything was just burned down. So they come and find where Samson is, and they come to tie him up with a rope. And Samson says, if you promise not to kill me right now, then I will go with you peacefully. And so they tie him up. That's good enough. And they start walking with him. And then Samson rips the brand new rope, pretending he's all tied up, and he kills 1,000 of the men that came to get him. And then the story takes a pause in the Bible, and we don't know what happens after that. But then it picks back up that sometime later, Samson fell in love with another girl. And yeah, he goes and falls in love with another girl. And this girl's name is Delilah. And so, think of the president of Philistine. The president finds out that Samson is now in love with this girl named Delilah. Yeah, Leo's Delilah. And they go to Delilah and they say, if you can discover what the secret to Samson's crazy strength is, we'll give you $100 million. And Delilah's like, yeah, of course. I don't even really like the guy, but he's got a major crush on me. So Delilah comes to Samson, and she says, what is the secret of your strength? And Samson says, if you tie me up with 7 fresh bowstrings, then I will lose my strength. So Samson falls asleep. And Delilah ties him up with 7 fresh bowstrings, and more men show up. And Samson wakes up, breaks through the arrow strings, and kills all the guards that came to get him. And Delilah is like, what the heck, Samson? You embarrassed me. You lied to me. And so she's like, please just tell me what is the secret to your strength. And so he says, okay, if you tie me up with a fresh, brand new rope, then I will lose all my strength. So he falls asleep again, and she ties him up with a fresh, brand new rope. And the men come to get him. And he wakes up and he rips through the brand new rope. And he kills all the guys that came to get him. And Delilah's like, I am now double embarrassed. Like you lied to me 2 times. Imagine how Samson feels. And she's like, please just tell me how I can get rid of, what's the secret to your strength? And he said, this one's a little weird. He's like, okay, if you take my hair and you weave it intertwine it into a blanket, then I will lose all my strength. I don't have a demonstration for this one, but so she weaves his hair into a blanket while he's sleeping, and the men come and show up to get him, and so he wakes up and rips the blanket out of his hair. Yeah, good. And kills all the guys that came to get her, or come to get him. And so now Delilah is triple embarrassed. She's like, you lied about the bowstring, you lied about the rope that's never been used, you lied about the hair putting your hair into a blanket. Like you lied to me over and over and over. And so finally Samson's fed up and he says, okay, if you cut my hair, then I will lose my strength. And so Samson falls asleep, and Delilah cuts his hair and ties him up with rope. And he wakes up and he can't break out of the rope. He lost his strength. He broke his Nazirite vow. And the men gouge his eyes out and take him to go be a worker. So it's start doing push-ups. So while they're doing the work, Samson, or one night, the Philistines, they were celebrating that they finally caught Samson. And so they're like, you know what, let's go get him out from where he's working, and let's come bring him up and tie him to a pillar, so we can just laugh at him and he can entertain us that we finally killed Samson, or finally captured Samson. And Samson's been working down there for a while, so his hair has started to grow back just a little bit, but his eyes are still gouged out. And so Samson is chained to this pole, and everybody's laughing at him and mocking him. And he cries out to God. He says, God, give me strength one last time. And in that moment, God grants Samson. God doesn't turn his back on Samson, and he gives Samson his strength one more time. And Samson pushes over the pillars, and the temple crashes and kills himself and 3,000 more people. And that is the end of the story. That is what we know of Samson. You go sit down, Samson. And so Samson didn't always do the right thing, and Samson broke his promises, but God still stayed faithful to him. And I want you guys to think, what is the point of this Samson story? That's crazy. But we can still learn from Samson and his mistakes and what he did. And that's what we're going to be talking about in small groups. But before that, will you guys bow your heads and pray with me? Dear God, I'm so excited for all of these new 6th graders that we've got, and God, I'm so thankful for all of the 7th and 8th graders that are here tonight too. God, I just pray that as we continue into this summer series, that you can show our middle schoolers that the Bible has some pretty crazy, awesome stories in it. And I just pray that you're with us in our small groups, and it's in your name we pray. Amen. 7th and 8th grade girls are going to go with Tiffany. Tiffany B in the gray sweatshirt. So 7th and 8th grade girls go with her. 6th grade girls are going to go with Tiffany in the black t-shirt. And then we've got 6th grade boys are going to go with Sam. Sam, raise your hand. And 7th grade boys are going to go. 7th grade boys are going to go